because I didn't have it on or charged it. Oh yeah, here you go. Yeah, baby.
We had a work activity, and look what these people are doing. Axe throwing, and this is real. The reason I decided to make this video, or this series of videos, depending how they do, is because I'm just sick of all these fake financial gurus. Sick of all the fake gurus as it is. The reason that I just got so tired of it is because people beg to succeed on YouTube, whether they're in the financial space, whether they're in any other space on YouTube. There's going to be a lot of jump cuts in this, guys, because I got to get my mind around what topic we're going to speak of today. These gurus prey on people who are desperate. Their success is based on selling their courses, these fake courses. Because people who are desperate, they do buy courses. They buy the ebooks, the financial courses, how to get rich quick. I started going down a rabbit hole at seeing so many people that their desperation is their inspiration. And I've been saying that for years because that is how it is. A lot of my friends who are still corporate bankers told me not to do this video. Their arrogance sees it as, well, let the people who are poor stay poor. Let the people who have not succeeded continue to not succeed. And I know they're selfish. And there's a lot of people who are willing to help, who are willing to give information. I will never sell a course. I will never sell an ebook. My former corporate bankers, my former people and friends in finance still have said, hey, you're retired, you live overseas, enjoy your money. I don't want this to be work for me. I really don't. I want to retire, or I am retired and I want to enjoy my life. But the rabbit hole, like I said, that it took me down, it was just too much. I have to say something. You guys know my channel. My name is Ron Pettit. I have been in finance for 22 years in the States. I am retired now. I enjoy my life. I get to travel. I get to have my family come down. I make some silly videos on here, but I can't continue to do that and really in full faith say, you know what, I'm offering something. You have so many people on YouTube that beg to have a successful channel. Once they meet a threshold of a certain amount of subscribers, once they get monetized, then they forget all about why they initially came on YouTube. YouTube is a great format, but even myself being monetized, I can't sit here and say, you know what, I have my own channel. Let me forget about everybody else. Let me just put up silly crap all day. I can't do that. People that succeed on YouTube, then some, not all, a lot of people that succeed on YouTube, then they say, hey, you know what? I have my subscribers. I'm getting ad revenue. Let me see how else I can make money. Let me sell courses. I can get money from my subscribers that way. I can start a Patreon. I can get money that way. Let me sell an ebook. Let me do this. Let me do that. Let me sell things. It's too much. If people want to make their money by any means necessary on YouTube, as long as it holds within YouTube's policy and it has integrity, I'm all for it. Make your money. But I see so many people on YouTube with channels who do nothing for their audience. All they're doing is selling themselves. All they're doing is selling products, whatever it is. When is the last time you watched a YouTube channel and someone actually helped you? Be honest. For myself, I have to look at it and what can I give back? The videos I showed in the opening were what you people call receipts, showing that I did work, as an analyst. I can't show all 22 years because I didn't take videos or pictures from everywhere I worked. I've worked at Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Discover Card. I worked as a mortgage originator for 7 years. A mortgage originator is a person who gives loans to people to purchase a house, who finds the best bank with the lowest interest rate or for the maximum amount of money to get you that home. So, and I'll put up somewhere my card. I'm going to cover my number up because my number for the last more than 20 years is still the same. It's on my American phone. That phone number I still use today, so I don't want you guys calling me talking about, hey, how you doing, Cerebral? Having said that, let's start off with this most scariest part of finance. Something people don't want to talk about. I do not know where your financial knowledge is. I can assume that everyone's financially literate. I can assume you're financially illiterate. I don't know the capacity of your financial mind. I just don't. Everyone's different. So, as I said, we're going to start off with the scariest thing to talk about, and then we'll work our way up to how to save money, how to make money, how I made my money. And we're going to start off with bankruptcy. A lot of people don't want to talk about it. When it comes to individual bankruptcy, you're talking about Chapter 7 and Chapter 13, okay? More than 500,000 people last year filed for bankruptcy. And that's not including businesses. We're talking about individuals, consumers like, you and I. Bankruptcy is scary. There are ways to stop the foreclosures, to stop the repossessions, to stop all the ways that you're putting your money out there that you don't have, or money that you do have that you're paying bills with every paycheck. The garnishments. There are ways to stop the garnishment. And even though I don't really want to talk about bankruptcy, that's something that a bankruptcy attorney you should seek out. There are bankruptcy attorneys out there in every single state. Bankruptcy is your right. It really is. It is your right. No one can stop you from filing bankruptcy, not even a court. That's a lot of things people are unaware of. The pros and cons of bankruptcy, there are many. I'd rather talk about that on a live if this video does well. I'll answer your questions and answers. Bankruptcy is not something that should be taken lightly, but I helped someone who actually was in finance get through a bankruptcy or started, initiated, what have you. So we're going to listen to her for a moment, and you'll find out whether it's for you at this point. I need to use you for a minute because I have some friends that have some questions about bankruptcy. You remember when I told you, hey, girl, you need to file? I'm sure you remember that.
Yeah.
And they're kind of hesitant. The first attorney you talked to, you came back and told me that they told you, no, you can't file. Remember that?
Yeah.
And do you remember it, or are you just saying, yeah?
No, I remember.
Okay. And then I told you, no, there's a lot of banks that hire these attorneys just for that. And you got unlucky, and then you filed and it went through. Do you remember from the day you filed to actually getting dissolved, how long that process took?
I don't. It's been so long, but I feel like it was really quick.
Yeah.
It seemed like it went really fast. I just had to give them all my bills and stuff, all the stuff I needed to pay, and it seemed like it went really fast.
Yeah, I know it was less than a month. So
yeah, for sure.
Let me ask you this. So when you went and I told you the process, I told you there's going to be a lot of people there. So when you stepped into that room, that courtroom, was a lot of people there?
Yeah, there was a ton of people there.
Huh? What?
Yeah, there was a ton of people there.
Yeah. So and I know when you went, because you told me this at the time, and I remember because I helped like 3 other people file maybe a year before you and a couple years after you. Anyway, when did your fear stop? Were you still afraid, if you can remember, inside the courtroom?
I don't think I was really afraid. I think it was just nerve-wracking because it was court, but
yeah.
I don't think I was really scared anymore.
And when the judge, mediator talked to you, how long did they talk to you for? It shouldn't have been don't let me put words in your mouth. Was it just a couple
Oh, it was like
minutes,
5 minutes.
5 minutes, yeah. And then when you stepped up,
Yeah, it was super fast.
so now I can't remember when you went, because I went also with one of my friends, and I sat there because he wanted me to hold his hand and whatever. So did you ever encounter any creditors there that when you heard the other cases?
Not that I can remember.
Yeah, I think
No, I don't remember anybody. I don't think they can be there, can they?
they can.
I think once you file.
No, they can definitely 100% be there. They have the right to speak up and say, well,
Oh, okay.
yeah, well, they bought a car from us and then sold it to their relative, and now we can't find the car. And the judge basically says, well, that's a you issue. It's not, they're filing
Oh, okay.
bankruptcy. They can say they can come. I mean, they're not going to win,
Yeah.
So,
well, at least there was nobody there for me.
no, it's like 98% chance that no one will ever be there, but they have every right to contest it and try what they want. Most lawyers know that, they're not going to win. Before you file, the attorney's going to need all of the money before they even go to court, or before they finish the paperwork, rather, because the attorney doesn't go to court with you. They just have you write all the bills, send you paperwork, file it, and have you. So when did you start? I mean, nothing really ever changed after anyway, because you had stopped paying your damn bills before you filed bankruptcy.
Yeah.
So, like most
pretty
people,
much.
like most people, that's nothing to be ashamed of. 500,000 people file every year. I would suggest people I know to sit back and hope that their finances will work themselves out. When the lawsuits come, the garnishments come, the foreclosures come, the repossessions come, it's not too late. Even when you're going through that, bankruptcy can have a resolve for that. It really can. Chapter 7 is what some people look at to wipe out your debt. Chapter 13 is a consolidation of your debt to allow you to slowly pay off that debt. Now, I cannot choose for you what is best for you. What I suggested to friends in the past, I went to bankruptcy court with friends. What I suggested to them, this may not be for you, I am not your financial advisor. So you want to see a financial advisor when it comes to your finances. I'm retired. These are just bullet points, or these are outcomes that I've helped other people with. Now, I have friends who had really bad credit scores, and I told them, if your credit is this bad, you have this much debt, why are you afraid to file bankruptcy? It is a shame. That's what it is. Or it is people procrastinating. Don't get too deep in that hole where coming out of it is harder than just tackling it head on. Being in finance for more than 2 decades, sometimes, I had forgotten that not everyone has the same financial literacy. You just tend to forget that people just don't know. Doesn't mean you're stupid. Ignorance means you just don't know. Everyone, when they get too far in debt, they're going to have that fear. Or they don't sleep, or they skip work, or they just stay on the couch or stay in bed all day, every day, do the same routine. I'm not going to go down that road where I'm telling anyone what to do. You do what is best for you to do financially. For now, let's get away from bankruptcy. Let's get away from the bad. Let's go to something that's good. Let's start talking about our bank accounts. All right. Now, people obviously, most people have a bank, whether their direct deposit goes into it, whether they use it to save their money, buy bank products, CDs, as such. Now, banks, I don't have a bank, okay, a typical bank. I have credit unions. I have high yield savings accounts. I have brokerage accounts. Banks are very aware that people will not change from their bank to a credit union because people just are afraid or they procrastinate. Again, that word procrastinate. It is easier for people to stay where they're at than to change their financial institution. When my 22-year-old daughter started making a little bit of money, she only works 2 days a week. She still goes to school. She has 1 year left at nursing school. But her money that she's been making since she was 18 years old, we demanded my ex-wife, her mother, that she is not going to be able to take her money and just spend it the way she wants. If she's going to live at home for free, then she's going to put her money into a high yield savings, and I invested it for her into the market. I chose Charles Schwab for her, particularly SCHD. Not telling you what to do, I'm telling you what I made her do. I don't have her password, I don't have her username. I told her don't give it to me, her mother, anyone, but that money stays in that account and it rolls over from her dividends to rebuy other stock. Stock is a share into a business where you literally own part of that business. There are so many people that spend money on things they don't need. They'll get to it later. They'll spend it on shoes. They'll spend it on little trinkets. They'll spend it on vacations and won't have a dime to show for an investment. You don't have to invest your money if you're not ready. If you want to go the route of a 401k, that's something else we demanded our daughter to do. If you have a company match and they're giving you money, why wouldn't you do it? There are a few people, a small margin, that have worked in the last company I worked for who have never taken that free money, who have never enrolled into a 401k. You can have some of the people at the highest levels and they just won't try to save themselves. The benefit of a credit union is in the name alone. Credit union. People don't think about that. As simplex as it is, credit unions are very beneficial for lower interest rates on homes, cars, loans. Many of you have gotten in trouble for those personal loans, whether it be from a second mortgage, like a HELOC, whether it be from one of those dollar centers where you go borrow money at the highest interest rate, those cash advance places. Credit union does things many banks can't do or don't do. They will give you what's called the NCCL, which is a no credit check loan. That's what they're beneficial for. I would not advise anyone that I know to ever get a loan for the sake of taking a loan. I know a lot of people will go out there who have a credit union and take out the loan just for the sake of doing it. Not everyone takes out a loan out of necessity. Some people just do it to do it because they need a whole wardrobe or they think they need a staycation or a vacation. I can't tell you what to do, guys. I really can't. I'm just here to give you that information. I want to see in the comments why any of you would not go to a credit union, would not give up your bank and send your direct deposit or open an account at a credit union. For what reason? Banks know, as I stated before, people are afraid to give up what they've been putting their money in for decades. They know that. Most people won't. I think I have told every friend I know to go to a credit union. I'd say 90%, I hate percentages, I really do. But I'd have to say 90% of friends that I know have changed to a credit union. Let's say, for instance, you're going to purchase a car. Well, when you go finance it to that car company, they cannot, it is not even possible for them, most likely, to give you the same low interest as a credit union does. Credit unions can help you build your credit. For a brief instant, we're going to talk about these credit repair companies or people. They cannot do anything for you that you cannot do for yourself. If credit repair companies were so great, they would be worth, if credit repair companies were so great, they wouldn't charge you a few $100s. That is the ultimate benefit to any individual. These people will tell you, oh, dispute this. When you dispute something, no credit repair company can do something that you can't do yourself. Not one. A credit repair company saying, well, we can wipe all this out, do that. They cannot do anything that you cannot do for yourself. And I know they're very good at saying, hey, you can be an authorized user or authorized buyer on someone else's good credit. You can ask your family and friend to do that yourself. Why do you need them to do that? And they are cracking down on that. The FICO 10 and the FICO 10T, I don't mean to speak all this financial terminology. Sometimes I get in a habit. I'm starting to lose that habit as the months and years pass of me being retired. But there's something called the FICO 10 and the FICO 10T. What they've done, they have created mechanics, okay? And what I mean by that, they have created analytics where they will see if you have any relation to that person's card that you're piggybacking on. If they're not a direct family member or in the household, they're starting to get away from that. That's something you have most likely never heard from any credit repair person because they use the terminology that they hear. They don't work for banks. They mostly are independent people, or they have a company, or they're selling you something, like I said before, a course or an ebook or whatever you call it. They're not doing this for free. They cannot repair your credit for any amount that you can't do for yourself. I consider them predatory because they vulture themselves down on people who are so desperate that they're seeking anything, even if their common sense or their cerebral aptitude tells them don't do it. So enough about them. I don't want to talk too much about your financial life, your financial well-being. I don't know if you want this video. I just know it's necessary. What I'm going to do, if this does get enough views, that I will make others when it comes to stocks, when it comes to high yield savings, when it comes to, I hate to say it, this Bitcoin crap or these meme coins. I will talk about that, the whys. Now, there are things that I'll never speak about because it's gambling. It's what's considered in the financial sector as gambling. I'll never speak about Forex. I'll never speak about shorting the market. There are other things I'll never speak about because they are as predatory as it gets. But I am going to make different episodes, again, depending on how this is being viewed, about how people 50 and over do make their money while they're working, while they're in retirement. I do want you guys to look at your subscriber list and really look at what things you subscribe to that are for entertainment and what are financial and what people are really telling you. If they're just there to take money from you for something that you can be getting for free. You won't see many corporate bankers on YouTube. You really won't. Not former corporate bankers, not current corporate bankers, because most just live their life after retirement, like I'm doing. I had to speak on this. The reason is I'm so tired of these fake financial gurus. It's sickening. Buy my course and I teach you this, I teach you that. Well, you have a YouTube channel. Why don't you just teach them? Why do you have to keep selling people things? As I stated before, if you didn't hear it, I will never sell a course. I will never sell an ebook. I will never have a Patreon. I will start a live Q&A depending upon if this reach goes out to you, if you care about this video, if you want much more information. Hopefully, even this little video here does you some benefit. I will see you in the next video. I will continue these segments.